Kadang-kadang ada orang duduk-duduk nak buat kerja dapat duit masih. Nya kau tu nya kanak-kanak masihnya. Mana boleh kau macam ni nya. You have to respect your elders. Time ada orang tu easy saya ni easy. Time ada seorang tu aku masuk time ada ramai orang, ya Allah nyongku. Kalau aku mesap ni macam mana ni nyongku?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to Cinemerch Podcast. So, untuk episod kali ini, kami bawa seorang composer, producer and record label owner. So, orangnya masih muda, tapi ia punya milestone-nya banyak sudahlah. So, contohnya, ia untuk umurnya, ia sudah kena lagau di RTB. Ia sudah kena nominated for RTB Express E-Hits. Sekali Pelangi FM memang favorite ke dia, balik-balik kena lagau. Tapi first time yang spark interestku untuk berkenalan sama ke dia ni, pasal untuk umurnya ia berani membuat something yang bagiku, aku pun akhir baru aku berani. Tapi kami akan cerita benda tu sekarang. Rupanya ia ni CEO sama Chief Executive Producer and Founder for By Kiwi Corp. Ia ada company-nya sendiri untuk umurnya masa tu masih 20. So, kita ni mau buang masa. Kita ni kan welcome ke dia. Welcome to Cinemerch Podcast.
Welcome.
Mr. Mukre ataupun lebih dikenali sebagai Mr. Kiwi.
Yes, Kiwi is on the beats everyone.
Kenapa Kiwi tu?
Actually Kiwi tu ya ada banyak meaning. Ya ada, let's say two things lah which is the fruit and the bird.
Okay.
So if you see from our website, you can see like why it's Kiwi. Kiwi itu artinya unique. Ada uniquenessnya sendiri. If you go to like New Zealand, Sweden or wherever it is, country yang ada Kiwi bird, they will say, wah kenapa ya unique kan ni? Pasal dia ada ada wings.
Yeah.
That's why it's unique. And then Kiwi fruit pun unique. Pasal di luarnya coklat, dalamnya hijau.
Oh, yeah.
Macam mana boleh Macam mana boleh? Scientifically macam mana? That's why the people from that origin, they say Kiwi itu unique. So I use that as my own brand lah, which is Kiwi, and then
Sana orang ingat lah.
Yeah.
Sana orang ingat lah.
Macam sekiranya lah. What do you think of Kiwi?
For me,
Yeah,
oi nyaman tu kalau ratat.
ngam. You can actually make a lot of things with Kiwi.
Yeah.
Like Kiwi ice cream. You can make like Kiwi this, Kiwi that.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, Kiwi is so versatile that I can make it into one name of a company.
Yep.
So my brand is Kiwis, QIWS, right? And then my company is BYKIWI.
Yep.
So basically it is a separate identity from my own identity and my company's identity.
Yep.
For me, I like to envision the future. I like to change the future. That is like my vision lah. My company's vision, on the other hand, is to provide and to support the future that I am trying to do.
Yep.
So basically, without me, the company doesn't exist.
Yep.
And without my company, I doesn't exist. So that's why I created my own company to support each other punya vision. For me, my company is the backbone of my name.
Yep.
And that's why I started my own company lah.
Ya, colet tau. Belum batah start engine sudah energetic wah. Okay. So sebelum kita ni cerita panjang pasal your journey, your business, your macam mana kita kenal apa itu ni, barangkali if you remember lah, macam dulu masa Damit ke apakah, macam mana your first taste of business ni, macam pernah ikut orang ke apakah?
Actually, it started when I was maybe little lah, maybe younger than 10 years old. So basically, I have an interest in business, in selling. So selling a service, selling a product. Actually, it comes from my father because my father loves business and turunnya aku lah. I like business because kalau we work from 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, we feel macam ada motivation untuk buat benda tu. I know we can get money from that. Tapi kalau business, duit tu we have to usaha untuk dapat. Macam benda yang tani usaha tu, tani dapat, we will appreciate it more daripada if we work 9 to 5. Kadang-kadang bukan sindir lah Kadang-kadang ada orang duduk nak buat kerja dapat duit masih. Tapi for me, kalau buat macam tu indah halal lah jadinya. Because tani mengambil masa yang dibagi oleh kerajaan or dibagi oleh the people lah yang membayar kita ni.
Yep.
And that's why bagiku business is much more, let's say, better lah. Because if we do business, duit tu enang sudah halal. Pasal we do it with our own time, money, effort, blood, sweat and tears. I think you experience the same thing lah when we do business atau. And that's why it sparks an interest in me since I was young lah. Untuk buat business ni, aku mau cuba usaha sendiri untuk buat something that I like. Macam my vision or my ayat yang aku selalu pakai, I am capable and it is not impossible.
Uish, lawa tu. Boleh di Twitter kan? Bukan di X.
Yeah.
Twitter lagi dah. Okay. Sekali, masa tu apa? Your father buat business je lah. Buat business apa?
Actually, yes, sell other people's punya products. Macam dropshipping lah. Macam for me, I do services.
Yeah.
So we ada the same related in the business punya scene sudah.
Yeah.
So when the first thing that I do when it comes to business, I always look up to my father lah. Because my father yang actually introduces me to business.
Yeah.
Getting support for business is from my family lah, from my family, from my friends yang supported me in business.
Yep.
And that's why for me, memang dari my father lah yang inspired me to do business.
I see. Okay. Kira kan macam as of now you're still studying.
No, habis sudah.
Habis sudah.
Habis sudah.
Alhamdulillah. Tapi so far macam belum pernah ada experience kerja sama orang apa itu, terus buka company.
Yeah, terus buka company. Because time itu I was with my friends lah. Yang ko, if I do a business, how do I do it well? Yang ko.
Yeah.
So usually nya for me, I don't like when people told me what I should do in my business.
Yeah.
And then, for example, I told you things that you don't like.
Yep.
Of course, you will feel offended, right? I think for me, I want to do my own thing, and then I want other people to do the same thing that I do. So it jadi teamwork lah.
Yeah.
That's why when I started my own company itu pun, so I have control over anything that I want. Not because aku nak mau kerja sama orang. That's why kadang-kadang people will get offended lah.
Yeah.
From what I say nya, kau tu nya kanak-kanak masih nya. Mana boleh kau macam ni nya. You have to respect your elders. Tapi for me, it's my company, it's my power. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Tapi if they criticize my company macam untuk build the company dari ground to up, then aku thankful lah to that people.
Yeah.
Because in a way when we start business, memang ada orang kritik.
Yep.
Nya bidanya logo sinonya. Memang ada kan?
Memang.
I think that's the reason why I started my business.
Jadi lepas sekolah hari tu terus buka.
Actually it takes me a year to plan lah macam okay, I want this for my brand. Kenapa mesti hijau?
Yep.
Kenapa mesti
Aku masih ingat tu hijau tu.
See?
Dia paling tarang.
Yeah.
Masa tadi first jumpa. Oh tapi sekejap sabar. Lepas ni aku cerita macam mana kami berjumpa. Okay. Apa tadi sorry.
So basically kenapa mesti hijau? Kenapa mesti fonane? Kenapa kiwi? Actually I thought that during anata memang ada ceritanya lah. Tapi for me the brand atau mesti aku fikir within a year tu sebelum aku buka my own company.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I want to do music, I want to do media, I want to do everything that media can offer. Like one hub for everything media.
Yeah.
So you can ask me to make a website. Basically when I started that idea, aku mau jadi one media company that do everything.
Yeah.
Tapi not everything in the way macam I can do this.
Yeah.
Tapi time itu for now we actually did a lot of media than other media companies like in Brunei. I'm not saying that untuk show off, but it's actually realistic lah.
Yep.
Macam for us we do interior design, we also do website, we also do podcast, we also do radio broadcasting. I think you know that from by Kiwi Radio.
Yep.
We do Kiwi Vision, which is the one yang we take pictures.
Yeah.
We do a lot of media things, and I think that's the reason why we want to do all sort of media things just to offer more to Bruneians.
I see. Okay. Barangkali ada yang curious sekali sudah macam mana kita jumpa.
Memang ada tu. Kalau ada
macam mana kita berjumpa awal-awal?
Basically
if you remember.
we met dari their punya event.
Yeah.
time itu you're on stage, you do a lot of things. It's pretty cool that you're pretty energetic, pretty enthusiastic lah. I think dari that Brouhaha punya MC.
Oh, si Najib.
Ya, Najib. Next up, Mahfiz Mahli. Ya. Terus teriak, "Hi guys." I was like, oh, energetic juga sampai picking microphone. I was like, wah, energetic juga. I think that's the.
Sebenarnya aku nervous.
Ya, kejar-kejar wah. Yang kita sudah nampak. Kejar-kejar nih. Memang normal lah bagiku. I think it's normal.
Okay, sebelum kita ni cerita yang atau sebenarnya the event itself, ia kena beritahu 1 week after I finish my micro bootcamp.
Hai, 1 week. Aku 1 month.
Nah kan, pasal kamu berapa cycle ke belakang.
Iya, tah.
Kami sepatutnya nak kena bawa.
Ayo.
That event kami nak kena bawa. Sekali tiba-tiba kami habis Khamis. Hari Jumaat tu dia cakap, cycle 18 boleh ikut.
Oh,
boleh
man.
ikut. At the same time, dia cakap siapa mau pitching CN.
Oh,
CN.
Aduh.
From your cycle-nya siapa yang artinya we have our pick sudah, tapi whether or not this person ataupun this targeted people ni mau atau tidak. So from our group sebenarnya ada 3 yang selected.
Which one?
Ah?
Boleh mention lah.
Sebenarnya tapi aku tak tahu siapa yang benar-benar selected, tapi 3 yang approach CN semua kena masukkan. So which was myself, si Mus Little Petani, Cuci Express, X owner of Cuci Express. And then there's another one namanya si Najib. Najib ni dia buat project adalah grass cutting and all. Sekali expected 3 ni from our group. Sekali okay. Si N call. Ya, Mahfiz nya. Kau benar-benar mau kah? I was like, ya, kenapa? Entrepreneur, dulu belum tahu apa-apa ni.
Apa-apanya.
Sekali, okay nya, thank you so much nya. Bear in mind nya, you're one of our pick pulangnya. Yang kami select lah. Based on your pitching the other day, and you've got recommended. Tapi nya the audience this time nya will be 200 plus people. You're gonna expect ada minister di sananya. Wah, you punya grace of honor menteri wah.
My God.
Sekali 1 week nya you have atau hari Jumaat kami kena beritahu nya you gonna prepare your new pitch deck by Monday. Rabu rehearsal kan, check pitch sama Durang Grominda.
Oh yes, ingat.
Sekali kita ni kena masukkan dalam group atau group of 6.
Ya, tah.
Sekali kau mana tiap orang-orang yang 3 orang ni, yang si Mus, si Najib ni mana tiap? Rupanya Durang last minute cancel.
My God. Tu ya.
So aku lah wakil untuk cycle ku. And then slot tu sebenarnya benar 5-an.
Ya.
5-an.
Yes.
Sekali dia cakap macam ni, I don't remember siapa yang exactly cakap macam ni. Dia cakap macam ni, Mahfiz sebenarnya 5 ni. Yang ke-6 ni special for you. Oh, there's no going back. Ajar.
Aduh. Mana?
Tapi okay lah. Tapi dari hari Senin sampai hari Jumaat kita ni punya pitching atau darahku tinggi berhabis.
My God.
Tinggi
pressure juga.
Pressure. Sekali I remember at that time, pasal aku dah pernah. For some people yang selalu buat public speaking 200 tu normal.
Yeah, very normal.
Normal, tapi aku dah pernah. Macam paling-paling aku cakap semua like 5 people depanku. Pitching biasa macam in a small group saja.
Yeah.
Ini 200 first time lah. Sekali tu tahu Mahfiznya, kau yang firstnya, good luck ya.
Aduh, kanatif lagi.
Sekali ni aku, macam mana ni kan. Aku datang awal lah, lihat the setup apa tu kan. Awal-awal awal-awal datang. Bejo ada my wife lah. My wife support Idangani on that night. Sekali datang-datangku, aku terus naik stage. Lihat Oh, okay. Biasakan diri. Minta kajar-kajar kena ni cerita.
Santai.
Santai. Sekali. I don't know pukul berapa you datang. I don't even know you gonna pitch. Tapi masa tu aku ingat masa kami datang around pukul 5 tau. Aku lompat-lompat sudah tu dia tu. Bang nervous. Benar. Kalau kau lihat aku masa the real thing tu, the real actual time tu aku energetic. Aku lagi energetic masa sebelum tu.
Oh.
Masa pukul 5 tu aku lagi energetic tu.
Masalahnya ni ada 8 orang.
Nervous macam macam tu sudah. Sekali diorang si apa lihat lah. Relax my face, relaxnya.
Relax. Of course tu.
Tapi yeah, that was my part. How about your part masa tu?
Time tu I just time rehearsal tu aku chill je. Macam formally talking lah.
I mean, macam mana boleh you kena pilih?
Oh ya. Basically-nya time tu Grominda nya anda suruh pitching untuk kan aku just okay whatever. Maybe aku nak kena terima. Kali tiba-tiba you're been selected for your group.
Awak.
Lepas tu dorang karena begitu yang sama lah 200 orang. Kali aku cakap okay lah mas sajalah. And then tiba-tiba dahnya next stage atau time dah ada orang tu easy saya ni easy. It's very easy nyangku. Kali time 200 orang tu aku masuk time ada ramai orang ya Allah nyangku. Kalau aku mess up ni macam mana ni nyangku. Ni payah ni. Lepas tu naik atas stage tu. Lepas tu dah aku lihat audience ku kawan-kawan ku ni okay sini.
Oh.
Because some of them aku endangnya I'm a very extroverted lah. Aku extroverted. So every time aku jumpa orang aku salam dulu. Yo whatever. Dan yang next stage comfortable. That's what I do lah. I approach people dulu sebelum
Ya.
That's why time mana. Yeah, that's why time mana pitching ada cakap. Pasal I already know them. I already get dorang punya support dari awal. That's like my tips lah for pitching or for anything. Know your audience.
My batch masa tu my batch MBC 18. Your batch masa tu berapa?
I think 16.
16.
Lama dah tu.
My batch masa tu kirakan masa tu last batch. Kena label as batch paling bising. Tapi bukan aku yang paling bising.
Coba.
Ada grupnya lah.
Ada boleh mention
Ada boleh. Ada group of ladiesnya apa. Semua bising lah. Tapi siok. I was expecting durang ada to support. Sebab tu aku macam where are you guys? Kalau durang ada, durang bising ke tau?
Memang tu.
Durang bising lah. Masalahnya durang ada.
Ya tak tema tu.
Habis.
Tema tu I just saw you on stage. Nada orang support macam this one macam dah ada crowd support ni yang I was laughing like wah Charlie ni yang
mana aku punya batch. No. Pasal di masa di kelas tu memang kami anulah orang in the beranti. Imagine every day kami sana sampai stay back. Bercerita mau beranti wah.
Memang ada gosipnya tu lah
Ada gosip lah. Ini totally pasal business wah.
Oh bagus.
Tapi bising yang amat lah. Kalau kamu rasa aku bising berabis. Batch ke tu paling bising. Serius. Tapi dorang ada during that night tu dorang ada ya tahu.
Disappointed
mana kamu. Sekali ni jauh terpulang sudah pasal pasal tapi I realized that from that night public speaking rupanya syok.
Very
Syok. And you started public speaking masa tu your age berapa? 20.
Ya 20.
Tapi sebelum itu pernahkah?
Pernah,
patutlah.
Actually my experience tu baru dari radio dari sampai pagi.
Itu okay.
Dah saya macam okay.
Itu okay. I mean depan orang tu pernahkah?
Depan orang probably not. Tapi I just act like I'm talking arahan lah. Pasalnya kalau sampai pagi kan audience-nya lagi banyak. That's why I imagine it like that. Macam I'm talking on TV. Tapi
kalau aku terbalik. Kalau ada kamera macam ni, I don't see other people yang melihat. Even radio macam pelangi.
Even radio.
Radio mana ada? Mana aku rasa ni live ni kalau kau salah cakap, I just cakap apa yang aku cakap. As long as ada red flag apa tu.
Ada red flag.
Rupanya ada experience ada. Okay. Tapi berani. 20 tu. Aku umur like 30 habis baru berani tu orang kata. You started early.
Actually time tu I think I've been extroverted since I'm young lah. Aku suka approach orang. I like to talk.
Oh, kalau aku ambivert.
Ambivert. So extro and introvert lah.
Yep. Tengah-tengah.
Interesting. Cuba bagiku for ambivert tu, kalau dahnya lama-lama kan expose jadi extrovert tu. You can, for me, time tu, ini cerita lah how I become an extrovert. Di mall, aku hangout sama kawanku.
Okay.
Kali aku just approach, kau mau hangout sama aku? Cakap je.
Yo, aku extrovert benar tu.
Alah, a stranger that we never met, I just say, kau mau hangout sama aku? Wah, sure nya. Jadi kawanku sudah. And that's how I make friends.
Extrovert benar tu.
I just approach people and it becomes like this. That's the thing about being an extrovert. You can just approach anyone at any time, at any day or whatever it is. Memang at the end of the day jadi kawanmu sudah.
Okay. Kita ni sebelum kita ni berehat ke part 2, let's talk about what is your favorite brand from your profession. Kirakan audio engineering. So what's your favorite brand?
Yamaha.
Yamaha.
Of course, Yamaha, Sony. I think I want to mention sorts of them pasalnya dorang inspired my brand.
Yeah.
I like record label yang macam dorang 88 Rising. Dorang punya label support indie, like electronic dance music punya label macam dorang Martin Garrix punya, macam dorang Sun Holo punya label, Bitbird. I think dorang inspired my label to be more into supporting local artists, supporting dorang punya artists. Macam for me, I support my artists very well. I'm not saying this to self-proclaim lah. Macam aku ni baik, aku jaga artis. No. I'm just saying this to say that if you open a record label one day, don't compete with me. Be with me. Macam tu. I mean, competing friendly is okay. That's why I think in brand, if you want to win, people punya hati is to win brand tu. That's why for me, my brand is very simple. By Kiwi Sounds, underline. Underline tu tah artinya moving forward. Ada meaning. Yeah, I think that's the thing lah. Most people be like, oh, itu yang secretnya tu. Actually, every part of my brand tu ada underline. Kiwi Vision, underline. By Kiwi Sounds, underline. By Kiwi Corp, underline. Underline tu artinya we're moving straight forward into the future.
Nice.
I think that's the part of the brand. Macam for me, kalau audio memang Yamaha lah. Mixer ku Yamaha.
Kenapa tu?
Because Yamaha tu ia punya audio quality top notch.
Kita ni kan berehat dulu untuk part 1 ni. Kita ni pasal untuk part 2 I want to know more about your business tu. Boleh ha?
Boleh.
Alright. Kita ni jumpa di part 2. So